What's going on, guys? It is Cynnnical and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Wishlist, the series where I take 5 comments from the community and feature them in a video. I know it's been some time since I last did a wishlist video, but finally I am back doing it. And of course we have the massive D23 coming up next week, so that's super exciting. But anyway, guys, I have 5 wishes today. Be sure to leave your Kingdom Hearts 3 wishes in the comment section below for a chance to be featured on the next episode. Let's get on with it. So the first wish comes from Yash Mohammed, and he said, I'd like to see Sora go to Castle Oblivion to wake up Ven. So this was the most thumbs up wish on the most recent wish list video, and I have to agree. I do want to return to Castle Oblivion because it's a pretty damn iconic world, especially for Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, or just Chain of Memories in general. It's a super important world. Of course, it is the Land of Departure, and I believe that the Land of Departure will go back to its original form, which is the Land of Departure, but currently, as of right now, it is Castle Oblivion, as it was sealed away by Aqua at the end of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. But I do feel as if we will definitely return there because, of course, you know, Ven is currently residing there. And, of course, the only way for Ventus to wake up is for Sora to actually transfer that piece of his heart back to Ventus. So I can say that this is pretty much guaranteed to happen, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what actually does end up happening. So the next wish comes from PLPL Pop1, sorry about the pronunciation, and they said, we saw an anti-Sora in both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. So it'd be very cool to see them do something with it in Kingdom Hearts 3. So Anti-Sora was a huge thing in Kingdom Hearts 2, and of course we know that Sora, you know, sort of randomly, he would trigger this sort of special form, which was this anti-Sora form. Now, there really isn't too much lore behind it, and I actually do have a video talking about the lore of Antifoam and what is currently there for the lore of Antifoam. So if you guys haven't already seen that video, annotation somewhere on the screen right now, go check it out. But I would definitely, you know, like to see Square Enix continue some lore and explain and tell more of a story and back history of Antifoam itself in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I only hope it returns in Kingdom Hearts 3 because Antifoam was so badass in Kingdom Hearts 2, even though it was a pretty annoying form from time to time. You have to admit, running around on, you know, your hands and, you know, feet and stuff like that, tearing up Heartless with your bare hands, not using the Keyblade, using all these darkness abilities, was probably one of the coolest aspects of Kingdom Hearts 2, and I only hope that, you know, Square Enix decide to, of course, implement Antifoam somehow back into Kingdom Hearts 3. The next wish comes from Toucan Rob. He said, I hope that the final boss is really badass. Like Ansem took off his shirt and became part of a giant blob of dark stuff, and Xemnas rode a huge dragon thing. I hope that the final boss and cutscenes make the game really memorable, like it is done with most of the games. So yeah, if you think about it, in the main installments for Kingdom Hearts, thinking back to Kingdom Hearts 1, Ansem, of course, turned into this huge, like, dragon darkness creature, and it was super scary, super badass, and you can tell that the fight itself was going to be pretty damn epic. And of course, then in Kingdom Hearts 2, Xemnas had many different forms, and of course he became that huge, or he became part of that huge dragon form thing. So I can only hope that Square Enix obviously decide to make the battle between, probably in the end, Sora and Xehanort something extremely memorable and extremely badass. And, you know, to be honest, I know Square Enix will, because for one, I mean, they know that Kingdom Hearts 3 is the game that everyone has been waiting for years upon years upon years. You know, this is the final fight, so they are going to make it extremely, insanely crazy, I can only hope. And of course, you know, they are working on extremely better hardware, which means that they can make models look a lot better, way more like effects and stuff like that, you know, better textures. So I can almost tell you guys right now that yes, Xehanort's probably gonna have some sort of mega ultimate creepy scary darkness form, and I just cannot wait till he reveals that. Perhaps he might actually end up siphoning some of Kingdom Hearts' power, and through that he might become some sort of creature, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so the next wish comes from Darkshot. They said, I can't wait to see the look on Ventus and Roxas's face when they see each other for the first time. I wonder what would happen. So currently we don't actually know whether this is actually going to happen, because it's sort of up in the air whether or not Roxas is actually going to return in, say, like a physical form. I'd say that Roxas is definitely going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3, but exactly in what sort of shape or form he'll be in, who really knows. We can only hope that he will eventually become his own person, and there is evidence towards that in Dream Drop Distance. But I would really love this to happen. Yes, I would love to see the expression on both of their faces, you know, Ventus's face and Roxas's face, just looking at each other, because of course they are identical, pretty much so identical, and of course we know that Roxas takes on the appearance of Ventus, as of course there is a, you know, small fragment of Ventus's heart within inside of Sora, and of course Roxas is Sora's nobody, and yeah, it's a confusing sort of lore aspect, but yeah, it's due from that. So it would be really awesome to see the expression on both of their faces. Of course, also talking upon like Sora and Vanitas, I would love to see the expression on Sora's face. If he actually ends up seeing Vanitas, that would be super cool, but let's just see what happens. And the final wish comes from Stitch01. They said, I want to see the Disney villains have more of a role in the battle between Light and Dark and the upcoming war. Maybe it'll be the Guardians of Light versus the Seekers of Darkness, but then the villains have their own motives. So this is a really cool one. I remember back in Kingdom Hearts 1, at first, you know, it seems like the Disney villains were the main villains that you're fighting against. Of course, they had this kind of council set up in Hollow Bastion, and for a majority of the game in Kingdom Hearts 1, you know, you were seeing the different sort of conversations between each of the different Disney villains. You know, you had Hook there, Ursula, and all of those guys, and Jafar and stuff, but they were kind of like faded out. You could just see their sort of silhouettes and stuff, and that was really cool. It kind of like foreshadowed upon, you know, looking at those Disney villains to be the main villains of the game, and they had a huge role towards being actual, like, you know, crazy and scary looking villains and stuff. So I kind of want that feel to be back in Kingdom Hearts 3. I really want some of the Disney villains to have a real, you know, sort of more important role in terms of, you know, darkness and stuff like that, because they certainly had that feeling in Kingdom Hearts 1 in comparison to Kingdom Hearts 2. We know that, of course, the Disney villains in Kingdom Hearts 2, you know, they still had the power to control darkness and the Heartless and stuff, but that feel just really wasn't there. It was definitely there in Kingdom Hearts 1, and that's an aspect of Kingdom Hearts 1 that I really did enjoy. However guys, this has been another episode of the Kingdom Hearts 3 wishlist. Of course, we have that D23 Kingdom Hearts goodness coming to us next week. That's pretty much what we've been waiting all year for, so I cannot wait. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, guys, if you want to get involved in the series, then leave your hopes, wishes, and desires in the comment section below for a chance to be featured on the next episode. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.